Yes. We are back. We're back. We're back. Of course, we had to take a short little break. But we're back. We are not missing this conversation for nothing. At all. Studio, are you still with us? Woo!
God damn.
The studio's still with us, so we still got to be with them. Yeah? So we're going to go straight live into the conversation with Lunick. Lunick was literally just speaking about his journey into A&Ring and how we got into that. He mentioned the fact that he done a mixtape with Chip. What was the mixtape called?
No, I did a song with him.
Song?
Yeah.
You were on the song?
Yeah, it was my song, and it was featured.
What do you mean your song? What, you're a songwriter?
No, just as an artist, innit? I was a grime MC, and he was just featuring. It's like,
you might need to drop
some
bars.
You
might need to drop
some bars.
How did that relationship come with Chip though?
Do you know what? It's mad because obviously at the time, I was recording at a place called Renaissance Records, and it just happened to be the first label that Chip was signed to when he was like 15, 16 and stuff like that. So even them times he was already like
around the Grime Scene Saver, Rudolph Rip.
Way before that. Like this is like I'm talking about 2-3 years before that. Do you know what I'm saying? He's always been like someone that everyone like knew from before and stuff like that. So he featured on a song that we did together and stuff like that. So
that's big, man. That's big. All right, cool. We've got some questions lined up for you from our audience and from the viewers.
Yeah, go for it.
That have been budding to ask you these questions.
Yes, man. Let's do it. Answer those questions for the viewers.
We've been trying to get you on the show for a minute.
110%.
I know you've been busy. You've been flying around the world, touring.
God damn it.
New York, Soho House.
I'm trying to be as busy as Lunick. Funny story, in fact, Lunick's actually going to be helping with the 6 or 7 singles that we got coming out this year.
For sure.
Yeah. Let everybody know. When you see that shit being released, if you see it on the radios, just know why. This is the guy. This is the why.
He's the guy.
I'm just going to let you know.
So
I'm just going to let you know like that.
We're going to go straight into the questions because I feel like we got some good questions coming up, you know. We got the questions. The questions ready? We got the questions?
Yes, sir.
All right. Come closer.
Yeah.
What would you say is your most difficult challenges when dealing with artists?
As an A&R, what's your most difficult challenges when dealing with artists?
I would say managing expectations and managing egos. I would say
egos.
Do you
know what's so funny, man? It's so great that you said that, because I watched this documentary. You know, Michael Jackson and all the other celebrities, when they came to make that one song, We Are the World.
Yeah.
And I can't remember who it was. His name's left me. The one who was like organizing it or whatever. Famous guy, very popular guy. You guys will definitely know the name, but I just literally it's left my mind. But what he did is he put on the door, leave your ego at home or leave your ego behind this door or some stuff. So what is it about artist ego that you have to deal with? Like,
why do
define
they have an ego?
The ego of an artist is what I'm saying. What are you dealing with?
I think every artist has an ego to some degree, do you know what I mean? Because I think it's hard not to have an ego, because if you've been doing music, it's hard to have success in music because it's an industry that everyone's trying to get into. You know, the stats tells you there's about 40,000 songs that come out. There's not 40,000 artists that are famous. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So if you then start to have success, especially by yourself with limited resources, you're naturally going to be thinking like, everything that you do, everything you do is great. Do you know what I mean? And I think it's just trying to it is great, but it's like, how do we take that to the next level without you actually losing yourself? Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
because
I get you.
I think, people talk about, I think when the more successful you become, the more it reveals about you as a character, and that's why you see so much people when they become famous, they're not the same person they were before they were famous, and that will naturally happen. Do you know what I mean? But along the way, there's also people that you trust to deal with certain things. Do you know what I mean? Because I think, artists have business sense and all that stuff, but I think artists don't want to be sitting down and having to deal with negotiations, contracts, and all that sort of stuff. I think that's why they trust people that they work with.
Yeah.
And that's why I think sometimes that's the battle. Do you know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
on one
100%
hand, you're trusting them to negotiate on your behalf. On the other hand, you want everything to be done just the way you want it. So I think it's trying to find a balance between both. And I think that's why I'm talking about the managing the ego and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Ego is not always a bad thing. Do you know what I mean? I think, it just depends on how responsive you are to criticism. And I guess with us...
Yeah, I get that. Yeah,
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
That's key. That's key.
Yeah, it's just how responsive you are to criticism. Some people are not really responsive to criticism.
So
Some
like
people are.
what piggybanking off of what you just said, yeah? Have you ever given criticism to an artist, like criticism that you really thought that was very constructive and genuine, yeah, to an artist, and they just didn't receive it the way that they should have in order to enable them more in their career? Like, what was their reaction?
Definitely.
You don't have to say anyone's names or whatever,
definitely.
but
I
just
think
explain the situation. Like,
it's just,
what was the response like?
Do you know what it is? Yeah, I think sometimes when when you become like an A&R person, I feel like you want to have successful artists and stuff like that. But I think when you start to work with artists, I like to think that you have a duty of care. Do you know what I mean? Like, I did business studies and stuff, and if you know about business studies, they teach you about duty of care. And duty of care, I feel like I've got a duty of care with all of the writers and the producers that I work with. And that means that I have to try to put my best foot forward in order to sort of like allow them to be successful. Now, with that being said, that's why there's, again, managers and stuff like that. Because there's something I might say to like a manager that I may not say to an artist, right? So they might send me a song. I might be like, this song is shit. I don't like it. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't think it's good. But if I say that to the artist, now the artist is gonna be like, oh, you don't believe in me, da 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 da. But I
can imagine there's a lot of like, you don't believe in me.
Yeah, it's like,
you don't believe in me.
Oh, you're not seeing the vision, bro.
You don't love me like you love those other artists. Why is that? I can imagine all the artists are very jealous of other artists as well.
So it's like this.
So what? Do you know what? Our art is very entitled when it comes to working with people like yourself. I've heard that a lot, by the way.
I feel like to a certain degree, you know what I mean?
And I've heard also as well that artists, like, they'll be given an opportunity. Let's say they're signed and they've been given like a good lump sum or an advancement or whatever, But I've heard, because my cousin now, he works in Black Butter Records. 2K Management, 2K Management, that's what it is. He works in 2K Management, and what he's told me a lot is that a lot of artists are very entitled now. So now, is it a thing where like artists, they don't want to do the legwork or like the grassroots work? So like, like running the streets in terms of like doing a lot of like promotion or whatever, they expect like the label or they expect the management team to take over basically everything, and all the artists got to do is just make music and there's nothing else. How do you define the roles of an artist? Is it more than just making music, is what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
I believe it is,
in this day and age, it has to be more than making music, because obviously people are buying into personality, people are buying into what you have to say, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and I think
I agree.
If you are interested enough, you can captivate people, do you know what I mean, just on your personality, because I think more than ever, like this transparency between the artist and the audience. Do you know what I mean? Back in the day, you do your album and you go about your business. Do you know what I'm saying? And that'll be it. But now it's like people want to know what you're doing every day. And
I've got a question.
Yeah.
What makes a good artist? Because
that's a very good question.
Many people are talented. I hear music. I run a music studio. We run a music studio here. That's what Limitless is. And I hear talent every single day. but not every single one of them goes on to do well in their careers. And when of course, doing well in your career is very objective. However, not all of them get the recognition that they feel like they deserve, and really and truly, talent-wise, that they're actually credited for. So what makes a good artist? Because, and I actually want to piggyback on this because I've been doing a bit of study, and I've been reading some cool guy on marketing, and he said that marketing is a saying that goes like this: people like us do things like this, meaning that they're the leader of a certain tribe of people. So what is it that makes a good artist?
That is a very hard question to answer. And I'll tell you why. Because I think there's all different types of artists, and I think artists come in all different shapes and sizes. So, for example, there's artists that may not hit the charts, for example, but they stream very well. Do you know what I mean? So when they're streaming era, so if you look at it like this, if you're getting about, let's say, 4.5 to 5K per million streams, and you're someone that streams very well, you can have a career in music.
Is that 4.5 to 5K?
Thousand, yeah, pounds.
5K.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
But in terms of streams, is that how many streams does that equate
That's
to?
a million streams. Sorry, so a million streams is about 4,500 to 5,000K.
So a million streams on Spotify.
On Spotify,
It's
Apple
about like
Music,
4.5 to
4.5
5K. Oh, 4.5 to 5K.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
cool.
Apple Music is slightly more. But like,
Oh,
if you
really?
look, so if you look at it like that, so if you're someone that streams well, and you're someone that,
And when you say streams, what, you talking about streaming monthly or yearly?
I'm just talking about like we just have to do it based on the numbers. So if you do basic math, so like, let's say you did a song.
Yeah.
I don't know, one
Oh,
song.
God damn. He's pulled out a calculator, guys.
So-
This is what I'm talking about. This is a music business genius right here.
10
I
million-
want y'all
10 million-
niggas to
10
know.
million-
So, like,
10 million
so-
streams
so
is
for
like
example-
45,000.
So if you did 100 million streams on your catalog, across like different songs, you would make about, based on 5K, you make about £500,000 in just streaming income. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
100 million streams.
Say that again.
100 million. If you did 100 million streams on DSPs, you'll make about around £500,000 in royalties.
But
God damn it, that's the target, baby.
What drives the streaming power? Because there are artists that stream well, and there are artists that may not stream well, but they've got radio play, they've got all of this backing.
That's a very good point.
What drives the power of an artist streaming well? What does that? Is it social media? What is it?
It's a variation of things. It's just at the end of the day, the people have to be responsive to it. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's like, whether that's it going off on TikTok, it being on playlists, it being marketed well on social media, ultimately the people choose. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Because not every song that's a hit comes from TikTok. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Not every song that is a hit comes from necessarily, I don't know, YouTube or whatever. Do you know what I mean? There's all variations. Like, there's so many songs that have been out before, and then there's a moment that happens in the song. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Whether that's someone covering it, whether that's it going on a film, on a TV show, that then allows the song to start to perform. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And I think the beautiful thing with music is that there's no expiry date on the music that you put out. That's why on TikTok now you can see songs that came out in 2002, 2014 have a new lifeline because people are consuming it in another way. Do you see what I'm trying to say?
Okay. So I'm going to take what you just said there, because a lot of the people watching, I'm not sure how many people are watching, if someone could tell me how many people are watching, but they're up-and-coming artists. They're artists that have tuned into you tonight because they want to hear the industry perspective on the path they should take for their careers.
Yeah.
So what advice would you give to an up-and-coming artist? Because for me, music right now, or for the general person, it just looks like hit and miss.
Yeah.
So what advice would you?
Yeah, a lot of people
would
say
you
it's
take?
luck.
What advice would you advise somebody that's up and coming within the music scene? They're good, but what advice would you give them as an A&R?
I would say just like it sounds cliche, but I'd say just stay consistent. Do you know what I mean? I think staying consistent is very key, because I think that's how you're able to see things through. You know, and I think they shouldn't be discouraged. And I think if you have faith, you know that you will make it. I think you will get somewhere. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
What I need you to do though for the people? I need you to define in your own words and practically what is faith in yourself in the music industry. What does that look like? I don't think it's personally just like I believe I'm great and I'm gonna make it. Practically, what does faith look like? Is like when I say faith, does faith to you have an attitude?
Yeah,
a way of communication, a way of presenting yourself, a lot of detailed things.
I think faith for me is belief. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's actually like knowing that you will get there one day. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Even when you're not there. You know what I'm saying? I think it all starts
knowing in the back of your mind.
It all starts with imagination. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, and I think life can pull you in so many different ways. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, I've wanted to be an A&R when I was 14, but I also worked in retail when I was like 17. Do you get what I'm trying to say? That,
yeah.
And I think all of these things allows you to then, you know, to sort of steer your direction. Do you know what I mean? You say to yourself, is this something that I want to continue to do? Or is this something that's temporary until I get to my destination? Do you get what I'm trying to say? Yeah. And I think the people who are successful today, they've just been stubborn enough to see things through. Do you get what I'm saying? And I think there's levels.
I hear that a lot. I hear that you have to really be stubborn.
You have to be stubborn enough
you have to be willing to take a lot of no's.
Yeah, you have to be stubborn to see things through. So it's like before I became an A&R, I believed I was going to be an A&R. Before I started running a label, I believed I was going to run a label. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
We're going to get onto that as well, by the way.
Yeah, I just had the belief that I was going to do it. And also, I think knowledge as well. Knowledge is key because the more, like, you know when they say they say knowledge is power, I think people underestimate that. I think the power comes from what you learn. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And that's honing in your craft. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Yeah. The more you learn about how, you know, ecosystems work, negotiations, and I've learned so much over the last years. Do you know what I'm saying? Things that I thought I knew that I didn't know. Do you know what I mean? And I think the only way you learn is through experience. And I think the best experience is practical experience. Yeah. I can sit here and tell you, don't do this, don't do that. But you might not do those things and still fail. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So it's like, it's an individual kind of like experience kind of things, but I can also give you like an educated guess based on my experiences. Do you know what I mean? There's definitely do's and there's don'ts. Do you know what I'm trying to say? That might make you fast track a certain, it will make you fast track a pathway, but you'll still make mistakes. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
So from quickly though, for those that are just watching now, what type of people have you worked with? Name me some of the names that you've worked with over the years. Quick fire around. Name me the type of people. That's
so in my career I've signed Mo Stack, Tion Wayne, Hardy Caprio, Russ Millions, and then I was running a label with my two other partners, Dan and Shane, called Dream Life Records with Sony, and we also signed an artist called Pip Millet, and I also signed Russ again after Body went number one, and Simba, Switch OTR.
What was your first artist that went number one?
First artist to go number one, actually, was the Body record. Do you know what I mean, with Tion and Russ.
Tion Wayne.
What is the process of signing an artist? What does that look like? Do you call it, like, I want to know, from the moment that you hear the song and you're like, this is the song. This is the song that I need, and this is how I'm gonna go about it. I'm gonna call them. I'm gonna call his manager, because we spoke to SK. We spoke to SK from Finesse Forever today. Yeah. I'm gonna call him, and we're gonna invite him down to this. What is the process of you actually hearing a song and you knowing, okay, this is a banger, I'm gonna take this thing to the next level? What's the process?
It all depends, yeah. But for example, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you like a story, like let's say that like Mostak Liar Liar.
Yeah.
So Mostak, if you know Mostak, he's always been around for a long time, in the underground scene and stuff like that. But then Liar Liar came about, and obviously that started to move in the streets. You know what I mean? Everyone's like playing it and stuff like that. And then from there, I reach out to the management, do you get what I'm trying to say? And I try to initiate contact with the management.
Do you offer them a certain amount? Let's talk.
We're not there yet. We're not even there. This is just initiation. Do you know what I mean? But this is just reaching out, saying, you like the song or you like what they're doing, and you want to have a meeting. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because obviously I guess it's like an interview process, isn't it? Not in a traditional way of like, what are your strengths and weaknesses kind of thing, but it's like, you don't know what type of people you're gonna meet. You might like the song, but you don't know who the individual is. Do you know what I mean? So you meet the people, you find out a bit more about them, what they're doing, what inspires them, what their vision is, which is very important. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Why do you say that's important?
Because I don't want to work with artists that don't have a vision of where they want to be. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Because I have a vision of where I want to be. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And I want to work with with artists that are winners. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's important. It's important to have an idea of what you think you're going to be or where you want to be. Do you know what I mean? Because that helps steer the ship. Because ultimately, I'm not an artist. I'm not a producer. I don't make beats. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't write lyrics. So if you don't have an idea of where you want to be, then the rest of us who are helping you steer the ship could also get lost. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Okay, so they've told you where they want to be. It aligns with yours. What happened? Because you know me, my name's Bread. So I want to know like the financials. I want to know about when do you start talking about money? When do you start talking about, all right, this is what I'm going to offer you? When do you start getting lawyers involved, contracts, all of that stuff?
I mean, it depends on how far things escalate. You get what I'm trying to say, and it also depends on the interest, I guess, for the artist. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes I might just like a song. Do you know what I'm saying? I might just reach out because I like the song. But in that being said, I might then. What's important for me, anyways, is building a relationship. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So if I meet an artist, I might be like, okay, cool. Let me set up 1-2 sessions, set up ideas. Let's hear what's coming from these ideas. Do you get what I'm trying to say? If these ideas that's coming through is good, then again, it's like a weekly A&R. We have weekly A&R meetings where we're constantly talking about things that we're excited about. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So that will come with different types of updates. So at first it might be, we met with the artist, then it's like we set up some sessions. Here's the songs from the sessions. You get what I'm trying to say? They're working on this mix. This is where vision becomes important. They're working on this mixtape, this project, and then it's easier to then make a case to be like, yo, we should be backing this because on this thing, you know what I'm saying? There's 12 tracks. There's this person coming, that person on there, and we think that this is the time that we should be making an offer. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And then there's initially, essentially we have to go internally, go to our legal team. Well, we have to basically get approval from the head of A&R and the president of the label.
What's that process like?
It's literally just sending an email to the president and the head of A&R and essentially just making your case.
Based off your belief, saying, look, I believe in this artist.
It's not just there. You can't just be like, yeah, this is dope. Like, let's sign it. Like, it can't be that. It has to be a thorough argument. You get what I'm trying to say? You put some numbers. You have to. You got to put it like this, right? A lot of the people that you're working with, especially if you're working in a certain type of genre of music, these people don't understand your world. Do you know what I'm saying? They're not hip hop experts. They're not R&B experts. They're not Afrobeat experts. So it's no different from like going to pitch the Dragon's Den. Do you get what I'm trying to say? They're not. You have to understand the product that you are pitching. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Okay. So that's where context comes into play. So you're giving them context. We should be signing this artist because they're doing this. They have that team.
I got a question for you, yeah.
Yo.
What do you do, yeah, when an artist, yeah, is like, for instance, he just does something crazy, which is mad controversial? How do you contain that? Let's say, I don't know, I'm not going to say exactly what he does, but let's just say he just does something wild and the world just reacts to like, whoa, what's going on over here, buddy?
It's hard. You
Did
can't
you get
really.
what I'm saying? How do you contain a situation like that? Because we see many examples out in the world throughout history, in the past, present, and we already know in the future it's going to happen again, because people are people. We can't really help it at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know what
But
I mean?
I don't
What do
think
you
you-
do
I don't
as
think
someone in your position? How do you contain that? Especially with, given the fact that maybe once upon a time they were very dominant in the culture. How do you like sustain that? Or is there even a way to sustain that? Is it just something that is just
just
left
think
to
you
the
can't-
artist and
Yeah,
their character?
Yeah, it's that. It's one of those ones. For me personally, I feel like I'm not a PR person. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like,
Okay, so that's basically not your job.
It's not. Yeah, it's not my job to like put out fires and all of this sort of stuff. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I think if you're an artist, you should be responsible. And if you yourself, who has a platform, could go out there and make yourself look crazy. Do you get what I'm
Is
trying
there
to
like
say?
a code of conduct that you
No, I
install
mean, there's
into
not really
artists?
there's not really a code of. I mean, I just think conduct yourself a certain way, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's like being in any industry. Do you get what I'm trying to say? You wouldn't just go around and just do whatever you want. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Because you're so and so person. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's like there's people who are billionaires. They're not just going around just doing whatever they like. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like just dictating everything on their own terms and stuff like that. There's an unofficial code of conduct. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And I think
Yeah, it's something that's just unspoken. You should
it's
just
like
know.
if you're a respectable person, you should carry yourself a certain way. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like I think
Facts.
Have
that
you,
just
have
that
you,
just
have
comes
you
naturally.
had some like personal stories that you can share about like artists that, I don't know, things have gone a bit pear-shaped after you've shown some sort of interest or something like that, or whatever?
Do you know what?
Or even deals that have gone well, but at the start it was a bit shaky and you've had to bust a quick move or so.
Yeah, I mean, I would say like, yeah, there was a competitive deal, yeah, that was like, it was very competitive, and it was like 11 labels trying to do the deal at the time.
How much was that deal valued at?
It went up to like, I think like 350 or something like that at the time, but that was like 2018 times and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, makes sense.
That's Simba.
But no, not Simba still. But with the deal, it was like, you know, it started off as just a single. Do you know what I mean? Everyone wanted to sign the single, and you know, it was all good for the single. Everyone, like, you know, it was all good, and then all of a sudden, every label wanted to sign it. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And then, you know, when everyone wants to sign it, it no longer becomes just about the single. So now you have to adjust and change the strategy.
It's a bidding war.
Yeah. So then the strategy changes
You've
into.
got to change the numbers.
Yeah, but then it changed into just
start offering them Soho memberships.
signing a project. Do you get what I'm trying to say? As opposed to signing the song. So
okay.
So what's like your most like memorable moment? Do you have a memorable moment, whether it's with the artist or the industry? Like, what's like your most memorable moment?
I think I would say like
just putting together like a couple number one.
Putting together like
things in there.
I would say like putting together like the Keisha and Becky remix. I think that was definitely eventful. That was.
I can imagine they were going on tour everywhere.
Yeah, that was that was, I'll say, is a memorable moment because
I remember watching your snaps, bro. You just said Ibiza every day.
Yeah, it was a lot of characters for that, for sure. So I would say that yeah. It's just getting all of the verses and different people.
When you say characters, what type of characters are you talking about? Let me know, man. What they like? They
just like everyone was having a moment. Then obviously at the time, look, H just had like
everyone just feeling themselves.
H came out. We had J1 was killing it at the time.
J1 is cold, by the way. I really like his music.
We had like Swans was killing it at the time as
Swans
well.
too, yeah.
Definitely cold.
So 2018 in general was a moment.
It was a mad year. It was a mad year. Like
definitely for the UK, it was definitely a big moment.
was like definitely like in their own way killing it. Do you know what I'm saying? Russ
Can't forget Mo Stack as well.
yeah, most that Russ was killing it. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So it's like
Was that RD
that-
times?
no, that was like
Before
Body.
that?
That was Body. That was before that. So yeah,
I saw you went to
Skull
RD
and
as
all
well,
that,
right?
No,
not
no,
RD.
no,
I'm
not
thinking
RD
about the
stuff.
other guy. What's his name? Oh, is it Hardy Caprio?
Hardy Caprio. Yeah,
Yeah,
Hardy. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
my boy.
Yeah.
Shout out
Hardy,
Hardy,
that's my dog. But yeah, so I would say like that moment for sure was definitely like eventful for sure.
Okay, that's
That's
big,
lit,
man.
that's lit,
You
man,
know
that's
me.
lit.
Sorry. I always have to go back to the numbers, man.
What's up,
I'm a
man?
numbers man. I'm a big numbers man. For the Keisha and Becky song, how much did you have to put up for the Keisha and Becky song?
It wasn't that much. He was already in the deal. He was in a.
And when you put up the number, is that the number that they have to settle with, and then the
Yeah.
label gets everything else?
Yeah. That's the number they have to settle with. Like, if they accept it, then yeah, that's the number.
So
you know what?
for example, sorry, I'm a numbers man. If you say I'm gonna give you 250 for this record, they take the 250.
Yeah.
Is that 250 theirs, or is the video fees coming out of the
Yeah, I mean-
250? Is the studio time coming out of the 250?
It depends. It depends.
Tell me what's going on.
It depends on the deal. If it's a major deal, then you normally if you get if the 250 is in advance, then that will be your advance, and then that's excluding marketing costs. But if it's like let's say a distribution deal, or let's say label services kind of deal, it might be 250 inclusive. So in that 250, you might get the advance, you might get the mixing cost, recording cost, this, that, other cost, yada, yada. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
And then
So
they settle that, and then the label will take everything else that the song makes, basically. Until
it
they
depends on the
recoup.
splits. So it depends on what splits that you have. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So,
Yeah.
depending on the splits will be then redistributed like accordingly. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And then the artist will then have to recoup that advance,
Okay.
and then they'll be seeing royalties and stuff.
Okay, so after they've recouped the advance, could take them a year, could take them 6 months, 3 months, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But after they recoup, they get a certain percentage.
They get
of
some
the song.
percentage, yeah, of the song. Yeah.
Okay. That's good. What's been the worst deal that you've done?
Worst
As in,
deal?
you've done the deal and you've realized this was a bad deal. As in, you've given them money, you've structured the deal so badly that they're making more money than they should, or it's just not recouping. What's been the worst deal?
I think there's been a few. I think as an A&R person, you're always gonna have you're always gonna sign things that don't work. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
And what's that talk like with the label? They're like, yo, Lunick, like, bro, we trusted you, bro. Like, what's going on?
I think it depends. It's all relative. I think if you're having success, if you've got like an artist that's doing very well and you sign something that doesn't do well, I don't think you get penalized for that necessarily. Do you know what I mean? But if you then start to sign a bunch of things that don't do well, you know what I mean, and it starts to outweigh the artist that is doing well for you, then that then can become a problem. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But I think if you commit to an artist, and it doesn't really go well, I think you end up dropping the artist at some point. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Or you end up parting ways with the artist. Do you get what I'm saying? And that normally happens with us. It all depends on the belief system of the label. Do you get what I'm trying to say? This artist have been signed for 5 years, then they break after 5 years. This artist have been signed after 2 years, and they part ways after 2 years. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So it all depends on who's there. And I think in music, it's always musical chairs, people are always moving around. So the person that might have signed you, he might go work at another company. So then now the person that might be there to fight for you is not there to fight for you anymore. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And then if somebody else comes on your project that doesn't really believe as much as the first guy did, that can also be like a factor as to why.
I can imagine so many
You know what I'm
artists
trying
would
to
just be so freaking emotional, especially when the label don't believe in them or something. They just be like, "What? You don't believe in me? You don't believe in me?
It's facts.
You don't believe in
Question
me?
from the audience.
I'ma show you, nigga."
I think the audience have got a question though. Go on, bro.
So as an A&R, what would you say your day-to-day lifestyle looks like for people who are trying to get into what you're doing? What does your everyday look like?
What does your everyday look like as an A&R? Do you wake up lit every day, or is it like a graph? Like what's going on?
Say it's like it depends, innit? It's no days are the same, yeah. But typically I wake up, I'll do some emails to some people and stuff like that. I'll get on some phone calls, speak to like different types of people, whether that's like lawyers or managers or even like my team and stuff like that. I've got my my A&R administrator who I talk to like almost every day, and basically she's responsible for doing all the logistics for us and stuff like that. So we speak together, and then I'll put together like a list of things that I need her to do, and then on my behalf I'll put it together a list of things that I need to do as well. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But it's all problem solving. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So a problem that we might have.
We need problem solvers in this world.
Yeah,
man.
it's problem solving. So a problem that we might have, it's like a new song comes out, and that song needs to be registered. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So
what? Do you know what a hit sounds like? Have you ever walked in the studio like, you know what, that's the one, and it actually was the one?
Do you know what?
Has that ever happened to you?
Yeah, I mean, look, when I heard Keisha and Becky, I knew it was a hit. Do you get what I'm trying to say? When I heard Guten Tag, I knew it was a hit.
Why is that though? Did you know it was a hit because of what already came out?
I just think, I just understand. Like, I think, again, a hit is subjective as well. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
110%.
It's just what makes you feel, if you feel if you hear this song and you're like, right, this is making you feel a certain type of way. There's some songs that are obvious and there's others that are not. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
I'm glad that you said the not part, because what I wanted to say is, how do you deal with artists that are bloody shit? Because look, let me tell you something. You see, when you came into the studio and I was recording in Universal, hey, bro, when I'm listening back to those songs that I was doing in the studio, hey, broski, they were awful.
No,
but you did not tell me that.
The way you're talking, it's like, when you're in a booth and you're rapping, and you're looking to your right, like trying to check to see if like the man them's really vibing.
No, but
so
this is
like
the thing.
You knew.
This is no. I didn't know it was dead. I thought it was lit. But you see what the issue is, yeah? You see Lunick. Lunick is like a politician. This guy was nodding his head like, yeah, this is cold.
We got someone in the comments saying, Bread, long time, bro. James Candy, where are you? I'm here. Bread, don't ignore me. What's going on?
Yeah, I can't lie, but that sounds like a zesty comment, I'll be so real.
That's a bit
no
brazy.
Diddy.
That
sounds a little bit zesty, my bro.
Yeah,
that sounds a little bit zesty.
That's brazy.
No, but Lunick. So like, how do you deal with artists here that their song is weak? Because like you know what? Yeah, so how the hell did you deal with me though? Like, but think about like, forget about me now. But imagine if I was an artist.
You're moving like he told you were weak.
No, I know I was weak because I know good music.
So why did you do it, bro?
What do you mean why did I do it? Because you got to jump through the hurdles.
You went to big Universal.
Yeah, 110%.
Looking to the right and left to see if like, you got the okay.
Yeah, 110%. Because I came from Croydon. I didn't come from a background that could tell me, yeah, this is what good music sounds like.
So,
and then
you knew.
Somehow I thought I did. But I grew into what I know now. Like what I know now, how I study music now, and how I elevate music now, or how I evaluate music now is what I'm saying.
So you took the chance on yourself.
Like anyone else should. Like if you're not taking the chance on yourself, what are you doing in your life?
Did you know you were good? Did you think you were good at the time?
Of course I did. It was my confidence. I was there in the Universal. I had my chest out. Did I look nervous to you back then? I had my chest out.
What was Five wearing on that day? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
Was it furry?
I don't remember.
Because he used to wear some weird drops.
Yeah, you can say it was weird, but let me tell you something about me. Yeah, I'm comfortable with my skin, and I'll never will.
Yeah, but that wasn't your skin. That was what you wearing, bro.
Yeah, my bro skin. But what I wear is a representation of my skin. Yeah, I wear the fur because I'm a hot nigga. You know what I mean? That just means you're cold
if you're wearing the fur, bro.
Yeah, I'm a cold nigga is what I meant to say.
God, bro, God.
No, but what I'm saying to you is like, how would you deal with those situations? Imagine that I was actually signed to the label. You trusted me to make like a banging record or a banging project or whatever, yeah, and I delivered what I delivered, which I personally think was weak. Really and truly, I know it's not even I personally think it was weak, because if it wasn't weak, there would have been a deal, 110%, for the simple fact that I'm in the room and I like who else I met? What's his name, man? He was the CEO. I don't know if he still is the CEO, but of Island Records. It's not David. I feel like begin Darkest, yeah. So he
Darkest
also
is in
came
our
down
building
to.
right now.
Pardon me?
Darkest is in our building right now, by the way.
Oh yeah, 110%, man.
That's my guy. Go on.
110%. So is it Darkest BC? Yeah, BC. Yeah. So he even came down to the studio and I even had a meeting with him. In fact, that's so crazy. I even brought another artist to a meeting with him. That's another story. That meeting was ridiculous, bro. Imagine I brought Armstrong to meet Darkest. You already know if I'm saying that, like, fucking hell. Armstrong did a madness that day. He came in there and basically he put his feet on Darkest's table and said, I'm the manager now. I'm going to sign you. But that's Armstrong's energy. I got a lot of Armstrong. I'm inspired by that guy because he's just mad confident in his skin as well. I love Armstrong 100%. But how do you deal with artists like that? Like, let's say I was signed to the whatever label, whatever, and I delivered a weak project. How are you going to tell me, especially given the fact that you're dealing with a lot of people's egos at the end of the day, which is very fragile. Everyone's ego is very fragile. No one wants their ego broken. So how do you deal with that, though?
I mean, I'll try to speak to the manager. Do you know what I mean? I think.
God damn.
Yeah. I'll just try to say that.
Bringing in the artillery.
I just feel like, we'll just say like, the project. We'll just try to say it in a way that's like, that's not rude, but it's just more like, we feel like you can do a better job, and I think sometimes you have to be militant, and it's like, at the end of the day, it's like it's a business relationship. Do you get what I'm trying to say? You're expecting a lot of money, so we're expecting results. So sometimes you just have to like be firm with people. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And again, it depends on how responsive people are. But ultimately, if they're really adamant on something, then we have to back the artist. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And then they're gonna fall on they're gonna fall on their sword. So
basically, like, if someone really believes that, no, trust me, this is the one, this is the one, this is the one.
And we're not gonna force them. Like, this is not. You know what I'm trying to say? Do it, but then if it doesn't work, you're gonna get dropped. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So yeah, so it's just one of those ones.
All right, cool. We got a last couple questions from the audience right now.
Cool.
Go on, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, the first artist that I ever like actually worked with, yeah, I swear down, it's like I believed in this artist. I believed in this artist so much.
When a man says "I swear down," trust me, they had their heart and soul
I
in
believed
that
in the
artist.
artist so much, yeah, and then like I spent
That is
like
hilarious.
20 grand into the artist.
What, of your own peas?
Yes, of my
What?
own money, bro.
No.
Yes.
No. How
Bro.
much did that artist make you back? Don't tell me zero.
500.
500. At least you got something, but god damn. Do you know how close 500 is to zero?
So 19,500 down.
Yeah, so yeah,
I'm
it's
a
jarring.
numbers guy. So when I hear this, it hurts. It hurts.
That is
God.
painful.
Like, yeah, it's just jarring because obviously, like, look, again,
Trust me, Lunick, trust me. You're sitting across you're sitting with amongst the people that we've taken losses like that too. So we know how that feels.
I think you have. I think like
Six-figure L's.
if you have, again, it goes down to faith, yeah, and faith is belief, and belief is now backing yourself. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Because that's confidence. So often, like, I see people, the reason why a lot of people don't go to a certain level is because they're like, oh, what? I'm going to spend £500 on this. I'm going to spend £1,000 on this. I can't do it. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like, and you will never know until you do back yourself. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So for me, I was like, I wanted to be an A&R. I started my label when I was in my second year of uni.
Yeah.
Because obviously major labels were not giving me opportunities. So again, backing yourself and having belief and having faith got me in a position where I was like, okay, cool, I believe this artist could work. Let me back the artist. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Because by doing that, even though she didn't make me enough money, I learned a lot in that experience, and in regards to like what you should choose in an artist, what you shouldn't choose in an artist. And then the next artist I got after that, they can produce, direct videos, which is a complete opposite, do you get what I'm trying to say, to the first artist that didn't write and didn't, do you get what I'm trying to say, and stuff like that. So you can have like contrasts, do you get what I'm trying to say? But I think ultimately for me, when you make a decision that you're going to go in a certain path, you have to also accept what's going to come with it, do you get what I'm trying to say? And then eventually,
100%.
because I had faith in myself, even though it didn't work out, I still did well. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
So,
100% you did well, because it's even great that
God.
you said that, because what I want to talk now about is your own personal accolades. Like, so now you have your own
I want to know about
publishing
Tyler.
company.
I want to know about Tyler
Exactly, that's
first.
exactly where we're going to.
How
Yeah.
the
You
hell
have your own publishing
did you get to
company.
work with Tyler?
Exactly, so
He's
you have your
blowing
own
up right now.
You have your own publishing company right now,
Yeah.
and now it's partnered with who? Cobalt,
Yeah,
right?
with
which
Cobalt,
is
yeah.
which is a major distribution company,
yeah, major publisher, yeah.
a publishing company,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay, cool. So, like, how did that come about? Along with all of the artists, so I'm assuming, is it through that partnership where you worked with artists like Tyler?
Yeah, so no, actually no. So I started my company Umbrella Songs like May 2022, and there essentially the idea was like, you know, publishing is different to records. I've always worked in the recording side of things. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So just like record deals and all of that sort of stuff. Now publishing is more like songwriting, artists. You work with artists as well, but they're all called writers. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So if all three of us did a song, you're the artist, and I produced it, and you produced it as well. We are all writers in publishing terms. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I get
Even
you.
though you're the artist and we both made the beat, we're all writers because he wrote the beat, I wrote the beat, and you wrote the lyrics. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So
it makes sense.
And I feel like publishing again, that was one of the things that was it was very mind-boggling for me. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, I've always understood how records work. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But publishing is something that I never really understood for a long time. Do you know what I mean? And essentially what publishing is the intellectual property of music. And it's any time that your songs gets performed to the public. So, you know, every time you're like in JD, you're in Nike Town and you're hearing music being played out. That's what you call a public performance. Do you know what I'm saying? So the songs being performed to members of the public. And then the interesting thing about publishing is because you also got things like mechanicals, which is like streaming income. Do you know what I'm saying? Which is obviously traditionally more of a record thing. Do you get what I mean? But you get a small percentage of streaming income on the publishing side as well. So for me, it was more like, you know, looking at the landscape of music and just seeing that like a lot of people, they do music, they do songs, they will just go sign up to like PRS and they're like, yo, I've got publishing, I've got PRS. But there's so much to it, do you get what I'm trying to say? There's registering songs around the world, you know, in over 200.
And that's what you do.
Yeah, around 200 countries, and making sure that like you're telling all of the countries that, yo, this is a song that we represent. So any income that you receive for this record needs to be accounted to us. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So it's all of that stuff. Like,
So publishing is more admin then.
It's administration, but it's also creative in a sense of like putting sessions together, putting artists and producers together. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Putting writers, giving people ideas and stuff like that, linking things together. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Is the main revenue from publishing the PRS that they're getting?
So
Like
it's a
royalties?
variation. It's all royalties, but you got public performance royalties, you got mechanical royalties, you got synchronization, which is when the song is used for like an advert and stuff like that as well. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So those are like kind of the ways that you make the income in publishing.
So as a publishing company,
Yeah.
is your role not just the administration side, but also the marketing side, as to in regards to not even the marketing, but how getting a sync, getting a synchronization.
So it's all the above. Yeah, so it's not just people think publishing is just like, you know, registering stuff and stuff, but it's not. It's a lot more than that. Do you know what I mean? It's a lot more. It's a lot more intricate than that. Do you get what I'm saying? In the sense of like, you know, registering and stuff like that is one element of things. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But even in the registration, making sure that everyone, you know, first name, last name is correct. Their IPI CAE number, which is like the unique passport identification number. Do you know what I'm saying? Having that for all of the members that are on the song, having all the percentages correct, that making sure that it always adds up to 100%, so that the income can be distributed properly. Because if all of us do a song and it's not registered properly, it's going to affect the way the income gets distributed. To the point where you might even go to a thing called a black box where no income gets distributed at all.
Oh yeah, I heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's that side of things, but then there's also the creative side, which is like, say I've signed a writer and I'm like, yo, I want to get this writer in with Wizkid. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And I've got the relationship with their team and this, that, the other. So it's adding value to writers is what I would say. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So whether that's in the administration sense or in a creative sense or in a bringing more opportunity sense.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's powerful, man. Listen, I've got so many questions for you that I might actually have to do off cam, but I think I've got one more question
Yeah, go for it.
from the audience, and then we'll probably just round up the show from there.
Yes, sir. Go for it.
The audience want to know. The audience want to know what, as an A&R, what is the future for you? What does the future look like for you?
As an A&R, what does the future look like for you? That's what the audience want to know.
I would say it looks like Umbrella Songs. That's what it looks like.
110%, because you're gonna find 5 rings on Umbrella Songs too.
Just
in the
saying,
near
so-
future.
Just for the
That's what it
audience.
looks like. I think you know, I've worked at majors for a long time, you know, and I love to work with majors as well. Do you get what I'm saying? And if obviously there's an opportunity to work again with majors, I'm always open to it. But I do think like now the difference is like having something of your own is a different type of feeling, because I think everything that I now sign, I know that I own. Do you get what I'm trying to say? As opposed to just...
And that's why I love Lunick, you know. You see that guy here, yeah? He's going to take control over everything. He's going to make sure he's in control over everything. Because he's one who's very diligent about his paperwork. And you see things, you see people like Lunick, yeah? People like Lunick, the ordinary mind and the ordinary eye, they'll look at him and think, this guy's boring. He doesn't know what he's doing. Or not even that he doesn't know what he's doing. They don't know how vital a person like Lunick is in the music industry. Like, for instance, you see like a car can't move without an engine. It needs people in the background to actually get what looks like a Mercedes-Benz or what looks like a Rolls-Royce, a Ferrari, all these great cars that look great on the exterior. It's the engine that actually gets it moving. It's not what the hell it looks like. It's the background. So a lot of people who don't know nothing about the music industry think that being the artist is the optimum of the music industry. You're silly. Because if that was the case, why are so many artists crying about their deal? Why are so many artists crying about not being paid? Like, I think Vic Mensa, I saw something on TikTok, him saying that he signed, I think, to Universal, one of the big labels anyway, and talking about he's not been paid for like 12 years or anything like that. But that all goes down to his paperwork and the people that he trusted, the engine, so to speak, the engine room. Do you understand what I'm saying? The people that are in the background who deal with the nitty-gritty, it goes down to those people. Some people are a little bit shady and whatnot, but you need the right people like Lunick who knows what he's doing and is an honest brother at the same time. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I can imagine a lot of people will think that, man, they want to see all the glitz and glamour and all of this stuff. But look, listen, you see people like Lunick, he's the one who really makes you money, guys. It's not your streams as much as you think it is. It's how the deal is even written for you to even make money off of your streams. You need people like Lunick. That's how you make money in the music business, guys. It's not about a hit song. Like, I can have all the greatest songs that you guys all love, really and truly, but if I don't have the right people in place helping me, I'm not going to get paid from anything. Unless I already know what I'm doing. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm not going to get paid for anything. It's crazy, man. So, yeah, man. What's that? Well, I don't really know why this nigga telling me time. Like, is it time for you, Brad? Because, God damn it, I'm on a roll, nigga. I'm on a roll. these niggas want to go to bed. Don't worry, I'm going to pack up myself. I nigga, what? Let me not even be abrasive right now on live. All right, Brad, what you telling me, man?
Right,
what you telling me? How you
right.
feeling, man? Talk to me.
I'm feeling amazing. And for me personally, this was a very insightful conversation with Lunick. We're going to have a lot of conversations off camera about the music industry. And I think today was a very different kind of vibe than what we usually would necessarily have, because we genuinely wanted to know about the industry. And I just want to say thank you for coming through today, Lunick.
Yeah, all good.
And thank you. Round of applause from the studio. Thank you for actually coming through today, because it was insightful. I learned a lot of gems from you, and we're definitely going to be working alongside each other and seeing what we can do in the future. Like I said, there's many things that we've got coming up, from events to various different music forums and different things that we're going to do within this space. And I feel like, it's the start of our journey as well. But at the same time, we know how impactful you've been to the industry and what kind of makes up our industry as a whole. And people like yourself that may not be front street in front of the videos, and that more play a background role in the scene. And this is what up-and-coming artists need to see and need to be aware of, and that's why we've created a platform called Limitless. So please tune in every single Wednesday from 10:30. Every single week we're gonna have people like Lunick, like the people that we've had on in the past.
Sir.
Artists, engineers, producers, record producers, executive producers, A&R managers, all of these different things, giving you insight into the world of music and the music industry. So,
quick question, commercial break. Are there any roles within your record label that anybody can get involved in, or that you're currently looking for at the moment? Because I know there's a lot of young people watching online, and I know that they will be very, very intrigued.
Yeah. There is actually. I'm looking for like an A&R intern / scout right now. So yeah. I was actually gonna put out like advertising for it in a bit, but yeah, I'm looking for someone.
So any A&R interns or scouts.
Or even A&R hopefuls, you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be someone.
A&R hopefuls, anybody.
It's all about just a learning. It's just it's just learning, understanding how this stuff works, and hopefully you'll gain something out of it yourself. You know what I mean?
So you heard the man himself. Anybody looking to get involved as an A&R within the music industry, please contact ourselves, and then we'll direct you straight to Lunick.
110%.
In that building. But that's us from today. Limitless Conversations.
Yes, sir.
LimitlessXYZ. We are the future. We are
100% the future. So
company coming for you this 2024. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
you know, even this 2024, like I got a lot of music coming out this year, so and Lunick is definitely gonna be the engine behind all of those stuff. We already got everything lined up. We ready. We got about 6 singles to release this year. It's gonna be a mad thing. We got the videos already organized. We got another video shooting next week. So in terms of all of the promotion and all of the networking and the plugging, this is the guy that is going to be getting me on the main stage at 110%. We already got everything in lock, man. So I'm very, very, very excited for the near future, man. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting.
So
indeed,
Lunick, let them know where they can find you, Instagram, social
yeah, man.
media.
Let them know, man.
Yeah. Instagram, I would say at Lunick Burgess. So LUNICK BOURGESS. Yeah, that's me on my Instagram.
Instagram, make sure you follow him. We had over 200 and something people online today.
Come
so,
on.
you know we're doing this very, very big. And that is us signing out. Limitless Conversations. Thank you for watching. Peace.
Love for having me as well. Respect.
Come
Lovely,
on, my
Nick.
broski, man.
Loon, my boy.
Come on,
Come
man.
on, bro.
Think life's a game the way you play it all. Girl, you are the perfect thing, but now whenever that you are around, it's just how the things aren't as they seem. Tell me what I did to you, you wanna air out my laundry, please. It's ironic, cause between me and you, you're the only one that needs to come clean. I'm finding it hard to ignore all of these signs. I don't wanna see these signs. Tell me why I see these signs. I'm finding it hard to ignore all of these signs. Tell me why I see these signs, cause I don't wanna see these signs. I heard that you found someone you love, but I can't take you serious no more, no more. Cause all you wanna do is party till you fall. And you think life's a game the way you play it all. I heard that you found someone you love, but I can't take you serious no more, no more. Cause all you wanna do is party till you fall. And you think life's a game the way you play it all.